Mr. Mayor, there's two sides of this. I mean, when the governor says these businesses are allowed to open, it doesn't mean that every one of these businesses will choose to open. Some business owners might find it too risky. Some workers might find it too risky. And plenty of customers might find it too risky. So the customers might not show up.
Well, that's particularly true here in Albany, where a large number of our people are obviously apprehensive about returning to theaters or going to a restaurant or getting their hair cut when friends and family are in the hospital on ventilators struggling for their lives, when we're in the midst of an epidemic. But that is the governor's executive order, and the order specifically says no municipality, no county can enact any provisions which are more stringent than the executive order. So we have to live with it, and we have to do the best we can. I can tell you that some citizens who own beauty shops and barbershops have declined to open. I am very proud to say that our faith-based community, some of our larger churches, have announced that they will not have worship services in the sanctuary until May 17th, and that they intend to insist upon social distancing when they have those services. Many of our churches are requesting that their elder members make provisions such as watching the service online rather than attending for the foreseeable future, because they're out to protect those members. Also, I can tell you that, of course, our big manufacturers, they have company policies that protect the employees, which are far more stringent than what the governor's doing. But we also have seen some of these businesses, Mr. O'Donnell, that have been have been very vocal in their opposition to our shelter-in-place ordinance, which we had one here in Albany that was enacted 2 weeks before the statewide ordinance because of our situation. A gentleman that owns a gym, he has removed all the equipment, the bikes, the treadmills, and repositioned everything so that it's 8 feet apart. These people have been saying we can comply with these restrictions, and now we're going to see if they can.